Hello, the internet. Matthew here, coming to you from the National Historic Site of Sagamore Hill. I'm standing in front of the actual house of true American legend, superlative badass, and the greatest president that this great nation has ever had, Theodore Roosevelt. It's an absolutely stunning day. I'm grateful that you tuned in, and I'm thrilled to bring you another fantastic vlog. So let's carry right along from the last piece and talk about a truly thorough education. When it comes to education, our school system has done an absolutely fantastic job of making the process of learning anything as thoroughly unappealing as possible. The very thought of going to school fills most kids, and indeed many adults, with a sense of dread. It calls up memories of being forced to sit, take tests, being derided, graded, judged, all while we helplessly watch beautiful days pass us by outside the window. This is partly why, instead of learning throughout their lives, most adults spend their free time escaping in the most brain-numbing ways possible. This Pavlovian revulsion to education is partly due to the fact that most people assume that the only way to learn anything is through the institutions that they're familiar with. But this is actually very, very far from the truth. Famous author and national treasure Mark Twain has been attributed in saying, "I never let schooling interfere with my education." Well, he was a wise man, and he knew not to conflate one with the other. Schooling is the forced memorization and recitation of facts, the only reward for which is a slip of paper certifying that you have been inspected for competence by a government-sponsored institution and can now command a slightly higher salary from a potential employer, who still has to train you for your job anyway, at least until they can outsource it to another nation or replace you with a machine. Education, on the other hand, is much different. A truly thorough education enables a person to think creatively, to solve problems effectively, and to live fully. Psychologist and education reformer John Dewey said, "Since education is not a means to living, but is identical with the operation of living a life which is fruitful and inherently significant, the only ultimate value which can be set up is just the process of living itself." Ancient Greek philosopher Plutarch said, "The mind is not like a vessel which needs to be filled, but rather like wood which needs to be lighted." In his 2014 interview on London Real, Robert Kiyosaki explained that it could take up to 50 years for a new idea to be fully implemented in the school system. Contrast that lethargic, lumbering lummox with the rate of technology in which mainstay systems can be eclipsed in a time period as short as 18 months, and at a rate that continues to shrink, and you begin to understand the scale of the problem. Robert explained that when he wrote his first book, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School, simply to start the clock, as he put it, in his hopes to see real financial education make its way into the school system. Robert is like many entrepreneurs, who has a lot to say about the failures of the educational system, but I found one quote in particular I think fully encapsulates the problem. The main reason people struggle financially is because they have spent years in school but have learned nothing about money. The result is that people learn to work for money, but never learn to have money work for them. Now, Robert doesn't say this simply to be critical. He does so to identify the problem that needs to change before he sets about attempting to change it. He does this every single day with his books, videos, podcasts, live seminars, and workshops. Robert sees the problem and works to try to change it, which stands in stark contrast to what most people do, which is to see a problem and complain about it, hoping somebody else will change it. When I finally got around to examining Rich Dad, Poor Dad, nothing that I read, or rather listened to, actually came as a great revelation to me. This was because by that point in my journey, I had been humbled enough to start to listen to other successful entrepreneurs without presumption, because I had come to understand that money was not what I had previously believed it to be. So when Robert said his now famous quote, "The rich don't work for money, they work for assets," my mind was primed to listen humbly and intently for his explanation. By that point, I was receptive enough to put Robert's counsel into the new mental framework that I was constructing for myself, along with the work of many other successful entrepreneurs that I was continuing to learn from. As Robert said, the most successful people in life are the ones who ask questions. They're always learning, they're always growing, they're always pushing. I'm grateful to all the gods for all the hardship that I have endured, because that hardship humbled me so that I was able to learn from the sources that I had previously discounted. I then made upending the perceptions that I had lived with, more familiar than sitting in the old concepts that I had known. And this started a new addiction that took over my life: learning. But learning new concepts is only part of what you need to become successful. What's more important is using those concepts to set yourself free. Your assignment for this week is to learn one new thing that's applicable to your life every single day. This could be something as simple as learning to change a car battery or learning about some of the people in your local government. Now, you could comment your progress down below in the comment section if you wish, but more than anything, I really want you to make this a new habit for your life. Learn something new every single day. I'll be back next week with another vlog and another assignment. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, links to all the relevant material from this vlog will be found in the description below. And of course, if you've gotten something out of this video, please make sure you share it with others. For now, this is Matthew of Monster Health and Fitness, signing off, and reminding you that there is no portal to utopia. We're going to have to take the long way around.